Hi, good morning, folks. In this installment of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, we're going to look at games 11 to 20 coming up. Just want to remind everybody what the goal is long term, in case you forgot. All right, let's get into this. Let's take a look at this because it was a brutal last 10 games. And actually, I didn't even put up the record, eh? We were 2-7-1. And that's the record. Oh, God. But let's see what happened. Let's break it down. Let's compare it to the first 10 like I did in my first segment. I said we come back and look at this. So let's look at it. We're going to start with the good this time around. All right, the power play. 30.7%. This is the good news, folks. Third in the league. It was 30.8, so it's the same. And it was 7th, so that just means the rest of the league, you know, numbers start getting realistic and what have you. But we've kept our numbers up in special teams. Is the only reason we're just surviving, if you even want to call it that. Power play goals, we have 19, which is 5th in the league. Power play goals against, we've given up 9, so we're a plus 10 there. And that's 2nd in the NHL. So it's good, you know. It's the recipe for a winning team when you have other things going good, you know. So this is just one part of it. Penalty kill, 80.4%, 12th in the league. Like I said, it would go up and down. 80% is what we're looking for in the long run. You know, it was 82.6 and it was 10th before. It's 12th now. It's kind of normal, folks. 80% is kind of it's a good penalty kill. It is. Not everybody, there's not going to be 12 teams, I guarantee you, at the end of the year that have 80% penalty kill, you know? I hope we're one of them, though. I do. I hope that keeps up, I hope. See, the thing is, when it comes to penalty kill and power play, the magic number, you want 100% combined, right? You want to be able to add both your percentages, and it adds to 100, you know? So if you have a 50% power play, you're killing it. If you're letting 50% of your, well, then you don't take penalties in like we don't, you know. All right, face-offs, more good news here. Still good, 52.7. It was 55.9. But you guys have seen the last 10 games. There's been a drop-off. There has. And we can't keep these numbers up to survive. It's just not realistic. It's not, you know. Sheehan, 61.1%, still excellent. He was 65.2, but hey, 60% is awesome. Here we go. More good news. The hits. Risto has 50 hits in 13 games. Tell me we haven't missed him the last 10 games, folks, when he's been out of the lineup. Everybody's probably pulling out their hair, not realizing that if we had that dimension in our, you know, we might have squeezed out a few more wins while he was gone, but no excuses. So Risto has 50 in 13 games. Miller has 36 in 19. I figure it's noteworthy. You know, it's nothing great. But the impressive one in forwards is Lazar. He has 39 in 18 games. And Hall, Jack, and Skinner combined have 39. These guys got to get more physical. Sorry. Hockey's a physical game too. It's not just a finesse game where you're doing a nice sweet pass and you're doing, no. You got to get physical. You got to get out there and you got to take out the body. You don't hit your opponent, you lose. That's the way it works. Sorry. I'll never be a believer that you're chasing games because you're hitting. That is the silliest thing I've heard in my life. Allmark. More good news here. He's .919 save percentage. 2.44 goals against average. Excellent. He was .914 and .256, so his numbers got better, and you guys all noticed it. God, we were basically surviving on his goaltending, you know, we were. So this is all good news, you know, it is. Let's get into the bad now. The usual suspects are happening to this team. Let me get over here. All right, 16 even goals in our first 10 games. Our last 10, we got 9. Not good, folks. Not good. So here we are. We were minus 54 as a combined unit. I said, remember, I don't know if for any of you that's seen the first episode of this, we were minus 54 as a team. Now we're minus 123. The numbers don't lie. The plus minus never lies. That's one of those statistics that's going to be there to the end of time of this sport, because this statistic really is the glaring statistic of a team as a team, what they're doing, and we're not doing good. That doesn't lie, because you can't bury it on the power play. The power play doesn't go against that. This is regular strength, folks. Darlene, you know, somebody's got to, I don't know, smack this kid in the head. 20 games played, 16 hits. I mean, what the hell? He's a defenseman. He's not a ballerina. He's a defenseman. He's got to get hitting. Kid's gotten bigger and stronger. You've seen it. He's got to get more mean out there. God, I don't know what it's going to take to wake him up. We need I keep saying, I think we need a coaching change. I do. Things are getting worse. I put that there because I believe it. Things are getting worse. It might not look it just yet, but if we go 1-8-1 the next 10 games, then all this comes into fruition. Because we can't keep surviving on this. That's not gonna do anything eventually. What if we start doing bad at this? Which would be normal. What if we have a bad 10 games of power play all of a sudden? God, what? We're just gonna get buried right away? Makes no sense. Let's flip it over. All right, here's the glaring issues. There's the ugly. And there's a lot of it. Believe me, I just broke down some of it here, but this is really, this is stuff that's driving me crazy in the middle of the night. Our shooting percentage 5-on-5 is 4.9% as a team. Dead last in the league. 23 goals for and 41 against. That means I got, yes, where is it? Yeah, I added 2 goals there I shouldn't have, because, like empty net, and I didn't take those off. I should have. It's really 14-9. That's a mistake. Anyway, I'd have to look back at it. I'd have to check all my stats out, but these are the right stats. We're 23 and 41. Yeah, we're minus 19. We're minus 18. We're 30th in the league. The Sens are the only team worse at minus 19. Folks, this is an issue, and it's not going to go away till this changes. Till that changes, this is going to stay. So our shooting percentage, this really got to me too. Our shooting percentage just went from, remember I said 8.7%? We need 11. 11's like a magical number, I believe. That's always been my magical number of a good, solid team is 11% shooting. And I said 8.7 was kind of a moral victory, because it's kind of how it felt last month, like last time I did this. It's went now from 8.7 to 7.4, from 20th to 30th now, our shooting percentage. I can't remember who's 31st, to be honest. I think might have been Minnesota. I can't remember. I don't remember. I just rolled up my eyes when I seen it. I was like, oh God. I didn't expect to be 30th. I was kind of surprised, actually. Thought we'd be about 26th, 30th. Jeez. This is what's ticking me off as a fan, okay? Now, for you young guys that have been brainwashed that hitting is not part of the game and fighting is not part of the game, then explain to me why last night, okay, when Dylan Cozens dropped his glove and let somebody have about 5 shots in the head, punching out his mouthpiece, why the team woke up after that. You tell me, okay? People that say fighting shouldn't be part of the game, I'll tell you what, they never played like I did. They didn't play competitive AA hockey. They didn't play. They played ball hockey outside, or they just never competed in their life, Try getting kicked in the head by a 4th Dan black belt. It's not a fun thing. I'll tell you that. Look, they've got to start getting physical. If the Sabres are going to lay back and be wusses, we're going to get killed all year. I'll tell you right now, it's not going to change. Even if this does. If this doesn't change, forget it. Lights out, folks. It's not happening. This has to change. This is one of the most glaring things to me. 20 games, 352 hits. What the hell is that? What is is Kruger trying to tell them they got to be nice guys? What the? Oh God, 28th in the league in hitting. 28th. It's disgusting. Sorry, it is. 17.6 hits a game. How can Kruger accept this? If I was coaching this team, I swear to God, I'd be busting heads in that dressing room. There's no way they get away with this. Anything under 25, anything under 25 is a wuss team, folks. They're a wuss team, okay? That's one of the main issues for me as a hockey player. That's a wuss team. They're not physical, they don't engage, and they're scared to go up and what, nail guys? How many times do you see them hold back? I never get it. Let's just keep going because it's going to drive me crazy if I look at this statistic. All right, let's look at, I'm going to start calling them the cornflakes because they're all flaky at this point, right? I mean, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Jack, 18 games played. We're back to the same numbers, folks, but I'll tell you something has changed on this board since we last looked at it. The games played. God. 18 games played, one of his strength goal. Taylor, 20 games played, 0. I was excited to see him and Jack this year, and it's almost like they both got worse being together. Skinner, 17, 0. He was phenomenal last night, just for the record. Skinner was he was dynamite yesterday. Dynamite. If he played like that all year, this guy's going to break out for sure. I guarantee it. Okposo, I'm putting up there because he's showing signs of life. Okposo's never going to get more than 10 goals in a year, folks, till that contract's done. 10, 12, you know. Can we utilize him in the, yeah, but for $6 million, you know, like, no. But, you know, I'm putting him up there. All right, let's look at the shooting percentage. And guys, remember I told you last video too that this could not happen for the next 10 games. Well, I was wrong, folks. It got worse. The first 35-man games, they had 1 goal. Now, ironically, it adds up to 70, even though, like, you know, some games were missed and whatever. 70-man games, they still have 1 goal. Almost 41% of our cap has 1 goal so far this year. 1 even strength goal. God, it just drives me nuts. You know, but you know, like going back on this, oh yeah, well, I should bring this up. I was going to bring this up. Okay, Jack's shooting percentage, not that it matters, but for the record, remember it was 5.1% after the first 10 games. Now it's down to 3.6. Taylor was 3.4. He's down to 1.9. And I said these numbers couldn't get worse. I was wrong. I got no idea. I got no idea what is with these guys. But I do believe this, folks. And you know, I played enough hockey in my lifetime, competitive hockey, to know this, that when you lay a hit out on that ice and you knock somebody's ass into the boards hard, and you lay them out there, this turns into goals. Okay? If we're going to have a wuss team and do this crap all year, forget it. I don't care if these guys start lighting it up. We'd be dead in the playoffs if we're going to do this crap anyway. What's the point making the playoffs if we're going to do this? Because we're trying to improve ourselves, Kruger? Come on. I don't know. That's actually where I stand with all this, folks. So that's my rant and my take on it. I'm as fed up as all of you. I am. But this bothers me a lot, but not as much as this. I can't stand this statistic. I can't stand a wuss team. I can't. You know, I couldn't believe we were under 18 hits a game. I thought we'd be like 19, 20 at least. I couldn't believe it. So this is what's got to be fixed first in my books. Everybody has to get out there and engage. Everybody has to get out there and get physical. Everybody has to get out there and grow a set of balls like Dylan Cousins did last night. And then this team will rise from the dead. Promise you, that's what has to be done. We don't fix this, forget it. And any of you guys out there that say, oh, well, no, I've heard in other channels, you don't hit, then go play Candy Crush. Because I'll tell you what, this is hockey, folks. Hockey's engaging. It's a passionate sport. And if you haven't played it competitively, you don't know what you're talking about anyway. God, I remember losing my mind one time, and I was at a game one time. This is a long time ago. I'll give you a quick story, and then I'm ranting out here. I was in a game one time, and these guys hooked me under the nuts with their stick from their bench, okay? And well, this wasn't a good idea, because on the ice, I didn't care who I fought. It didn't matter. I'd lose my mind. I didn't care. Some of these guys that I fought in hockey, I would never fight them off the ice. I'm not that stupid. But on the ice, no, different story. And these guys, gave me that from the bench, and I just came around with my stick, and all you hear was off their helmets. And then I got tossed out of the game. I hit the ref, and then I threw my stick into the crowd, because there was a big crowd there that night too. We got to engage. We've got to engage. If the Sabres don't start engaging, we're going to be in bad trouble. A long time. This is what worries me, is something like this, okay? This is what you call a losing culture. That. Not this. This can be fixed. That can be fixed. As desperate as it looks, yes, it's the number one problem in today's NHL. But if you start doing this, and this starts turning into 30 hits a game, I guarantee you the wins will come. The wins will come, folks. And so will the goals. The goals will come too. Just my take. And on that, I wish you a pleasant day. God. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. But there goes my dog. I gotta go. Take care of yourself, folks. I'll see you soon. Have a good one.